Hello and welcome to TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel and a global reach, y'all. Yes, time out. We're gonna take a time out again. Hey, it's after game three, and as I promised, I gathered my fellas, and they here, and they ready to do some talking tonight, some sports talk on the Spurs versus the Knicks. Game three, you know, shifted from San Antonio first two games at home that they lost. They were 0-2. Knicks 2-0. Now it shifted Madison Square Garden, boy. We didn't know what was going to happen, how that game was going to turn out. And man, it was a game. And so I'm going to bring the fellas in, and we're going to jump right into it, though. But we're going to have a special announcement from one of the fellas in reference to the game. So I'm getting ready to bring my fellas in. Ron, Marcel, what's happening, y'all? What's up, fellas?
Hello there.
Guys.
Good day.
Yes,
Bush,
it is.
Bush, for
Yes, sir.
temporarily, man, I'm gonna slide you in the middle there. Okay, I'm gonna set you up. Boom, because I know you wanted to make a special announcement or just a statement before we start our show, which is very important, man. And go ahead, Bush, you got the floor.
The competition between the New York Knicks and San Antonio Spurs is a competition. It is a game. That's all it is, a game. There's no reason for my people in New York to go around beating up Spurs fans just because they're wearing Spurs clothes or taking off their jersey or stripping them. That is ridiculous. This is a game. We are all brothers within this thing called life. And yes, you can be upset that your team loses, but there's no reason to go around beating up fans. Not only that, but looking at videos, I also saw game one where Spurs fans were attacking New York fans. Like I said before, we are all in this world together. We have teams that we cheer for, but there's no reason to get in a fight, go to jail, and nobody's gonna bail you out from any of the teams. They're gonna keep their money for themselves. So let's act right, have some Christian love out there for our fellow human being, and just enjoy the game because that's what it is. We're talking about life where we're putting people in the hospital for what? It makes no sense whatsoever. Let's go on.
Said, well said.
Well said. I my sentiments to that, Ron. Well said, man. And there's no more to dwell on it. I'm good with that, Ron. If
Yeah,
you
me
want to say
too.
something, huh?
Well, the only thing I would add to that, 100% Bush hitting the nail on the head. But, when I watch a ball game, when I go to a sporting event, all these games, all these sports are to take us away from hate and politics and the bad parts of life that we see on the news or whatever. Sports brings us together. From the Olympics to basketball to football, Super Bowl, it brings us together. Violence should never, ever be part of that. Sports is here. It's a game. It's for our enjoyment. And it's to take us away from all the other aspects of life and become one. And that's how we should do it.
Amen.
Thank you, Ron. Okay, y'all. Man. Let's move on. Let's start talking. Let's get it on. Woo! For a minute there, Ron. Boy, you know, when I say that before game three, for a minute there with the Knicks, they got that 2-0 lead. My main man was sitting on top, and but I think which now really makes this series with the Spurs victory of game three really makes this series interesting. Knicks was 2-0, boy. They thinking, hey, they on their way to the champ. It's just a matter of time or something. Just we need two more games. I mean, people were talking sweet. Spurs win one, kind of changes things. Kind of changes things. I think it changes some of the pressure. So I'm gonna ask you guys, some of that. If any pressures change, does it put more pressure on the Spurs, or is it more pressure now on the Knicks, knowing that hey, Spurs got one, So, but I do look at it, hey, the Knicks got two at home in Spurs on the Spurs home court. Nothing wrong with the Spurs coming and getting two on there. Something like the Western Conference Finals. What you say, Ron?
Well, I say that this has surprised me a little bit. The games are going opposite that I thought they would. I figured we would rock and roll in San Antonio, and then maybe the Knicks rock and roll up in New York. Uh, but it's just been transversed a little bit. It's and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. We saw entire different team, I think, last night than what we have the first two games. To be truthful, after game two, I was a little bit worried but still had a lot of confidence. We were almost there. The Spurs were just barely missed it. And we have been maturing over the last couple games, not just age-wise maturing, but in our skills and our knowledge. We needed to know what the Knicks were all about, and we're learning. We're learning, and uh, I think I'm going to go off a little bit here on about another extra minute, but I'm going to talk about the animal kingdom just for a minute. Uh, the coyotes were howling, and I think, just as Mother Nature has it, the coyotes are like wolves, they're packs, and they work in packs. They know when they work in packs, they can do phenomenal things. Okay, so the coyotes are howling right now. But I think the fans of New York, and kind of expanding on a little bit about what Fish said a while ago, uh, you shouldn't poke the bear. And I know it works both ways, but whenever the Spurs arrive at their hotel, what happened with the fans with them at the hotel, and then and I don't care what beliefs you have, but whenever they go to the ball game and sing the national anthem, that period of time should be total respect. And I don't care who's there, take the politics out of it. The booing really, really upset me a little bit. And the Spurs, you got to think San Antonio's military town, USA, and they live what they have around them. And they know that, San Antonio fans don't like to hear booing or, during the national anthem. And so they poked the bear. They shouldn't have done that too. And I think after both of those things coming together, the Spurs says, we're going to rock this thing. We're going to show the Knicks fans what we're all about. So I think the fans kind of helped motivate them a little bit more to go on and win that game.
Nice, Ron. Uh, well, Bush, I'm gonna give you a chance to respond or two. But I do want to ask you, Bush, was it a bad game, man, or just Spurs may have something.
It was a bad game for the Knicks. The physicality of the game, first half, the karate chop, the kung fu move that Wemby did to Brunson in the back of the net, and no call on that. That should have been at least a flagrant one. Anybody else, they probably would have got kicked out of the game. Not even a foul call. Then you had your guard run through Brunson, and Castle got a common foul. Anybody else, it would have been a flagrant one. He ran right through him, and they did it to send a message to New York. And the third instant was when the big man, Cormier, ran over Hart after Hart had scored. And of course, Hart's shot he shot an additional foul shot. But I will say this, and I hate saying this, but the Spurs punked the Knicks and got away with it. They played physical and they got away with it. We had 24 fouls called against us in the second half, whereas San Antonio Spurs only had 8 fouls called against them in the second half. There was a disparity on the calling of fouls, in my opinion, but New York should have still stood up and fought. And I felt that they did not. And that's why we lost. Even though the loss was only 4 points, it's still a loss.
Okay, stop right there. Stop right there. Then. That leads me to another question for you, uh, uh, Bush. So, do you think your Knicks can respond? And to see, I mean, they what 13 game in a row they had won since they lost. What it was like 12 or 13 games.
13 games.
13 games. So now they face a little adversity. How do you think they're going to respond?
Well, let me start off by my mama told me to be good when people come to my house. And I believe the Knicks decided to gift y'all one win so that y'all could feel good about yourselves before we put our boots on that neck. Now back to your
Ron.
question.
Okay, well, go ahead. I'm good. I know that one. Okay. Oh, I was ready to get Ron in there, boy. Go ahead.
But our issue was mainly Brunson. There were 25 times where he brought the ball up past half court, dribbling everywhere, but he didn't pass the ball. He didn't pass the ball to his teammates 25 times. He tried to play Brunson ball, and this is a team game. You cannot win basketball by yourself, no matter what you do. You just can't. And that will be corrected. Once that is corrected, I believe that once we pass the ball to other teammates and the ball gains energy and we start scoring on y'all, we'll have a different outcome.
Hey, Ron. Sounded pretty good. So, what is there any more you want to add to what the Spurs, how that game went, and what you see? It's a shame that big body Brunson got a little banged up a little last game, but hey.
Well, he got banged up, but he still made 32 points, whatever.
He did.
But Bush, I can't disagree with you about the fouls that were not called last night. It got a little bit too physical. We kind of bled over a little bit into the NFBA league, the National Football Basketball League, and I just kind of hate seeing us go down that road. I don't know what the answer is. The commissioner coming down on the league and saying we need to change things. Maybe the referees, having some prayer meetings with these teams before the game start and say, enough's enough. Basketball can be a little bit physical, but we're not going into the football element of it. And it seems like this year I've seen a lot of that more than I ever have, especially when the Spurs were playing Oklahoma. During the semifinals, it was really a physical, an excessively physical, series. And I hate seeing it go that way. But I think what these players are mindset is, the Spurs are a younger, group of players and what the Knicks are. And it's like, well, maybe, we're having it done with us. So let's see how much or how far we can get by with doing this, which I hate to see that mindset, but we saw, like you said, Bush, a little bit of that last night. But we don't need to be physical like that to win the ball games. In my opinion, we dominated 3 out of 4 of the quarters last night. The second quarter had me a little bit worried, but then we, came back. First quarter, those start off exactly like we should have. Start off like the second game, and we let off the accelerator. This time, we didn't. Things went a little awry on the second quarter, but 1, 3, and 4, especially I think 4, even though it wasn't a super high scoring game, I'm sorry, quarter, I think the Spurs had it fully under control and totally dominated the Knicks during that quarter. And that's what we're going to have to see for these games on out. Knicks are a great basketball team, but I think that Spurs can go neck to neck with them. They showed last night that they can. They showed in game 2 that they can. Got beat by, barely beat in that game. And we've got a lot of talent. They are learning and know how to deal with the Knicks now. They know what the referees are all about. Obviously, they got by with a little too much last night, but I think that we're here, we're on the road, and to great things. And game number 4 is going to be another exciting one. Hopefully, we come out on top, but I think it's going to be just like we saw in game 2 and game 3.
We'll stop right there, Ron. Okay, because you had mentioned a couple of things. Okay, besides the physicality, do you think the Spurs might have found a matchup advantage in Game 3? Besides the physicality, we ain't gonna get pushed around, but
Yeah, I think they've, Vance, I think they have it figured out now. And we saw that last night. We were more relaxed and comfortable on offense. And then on defense, man, we were all over the Knicks last night on defense. And we have been lacking a little bit of that. And game 3, but our defensive game was the best of the 3 that we have played so far. So you put it together. We're doing that coyote pack, where everybody's working well, jiving well together, helping each other out. And we got some good people on the bench too. And so it all comes together to make us successful. And we just need to play in game 4 like we did in game 3, and we can do it. There's a lot of talent there, a lot of motivation. Wimby, I think, found his mojo. Today he was out in some park drawing pictures, with his sister of some statue in a park. So he's relaxing. I think he's in a good mental place too. So I think game 4 is going to be a very close, very exciting game.
nice, nice, very well said. Bush.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me, man, or what do you think? How will these Knicks respond to being punched for the first time again?
Well, I'm going to bring up 3 things. Number 1, Carl Anthony Towns. In game 1, in game 2, in game 3, he has shot 0 points in the fourth quarter. He is out there in the fourth quarter doing cardio. And somebody needs to smack him and say, yo, you need to get involved in the fourth quarter. You need to shoot or pass, but you have to get involved. He is not involved. He's just running around. And that's unacceptable. Number 2, Landry Shamet, our 3-point killer. He only hit 1 of 8 shots last night. He only scored
Don't I
3
know?
points. That is horrible. Number 3, and he only scored 3 points. So number 3, Michael McCall Bridges only scored 2 points. 2 points. So our guys that came off the bench did not contribute. And maybe they were too busy watching Brunson run around the court with the ball. But by the time he's trying to shoot, there's 4 or 3 or 2 seconds left. He shoots, we don't get the rebound. So we eliminate all those problems and we're going to come out on top come tomorrow. And tomorrow is a must win for the New York Knicks. It's a must win because we do not want to go back to Texas with the Spurs having momentum. And if they have the momentum, that's not going to be good for us.
I'm gonna keep you right there, Bush. I'm gonna keep you right there in that seat, man. And because I'm gonna ask you, man. Um, Now, does Madison Square Garden? Once you see that, okay, you said Shamit and come on,
3 points.
yeah, and the other guard that didn't, Mikael,
Nicole
yeah,
Bridges, two
Bridges,
points.
Shamit Bridges. Um, so you feel that they're gonna rebound
Yes, they have
for,
to.
and also, do you think Madison Square Garden is puts a added pressure on your Knicks now?
No,
I mean, the surrounding, the fans, everything. I'm talking about everything.
no. You want your fans there, but the game is all about muscle memory and execution. And of course, we got the coach, Mike Brown, involved, and he's put it out there that about the physicality. I think that's gonna get cleaned up by the refs. But
But let me ask you this: Do the coaching staff, Bush, do they need to make any kind of adjustments?
I already told you what the adjustments need to be done. Brunson needs to pass the ball once it gets past half court. These guys got to pass the ball,
You holding that? That's
and
good
they got to
points.
hit their shots. And
Great points.
and Cat has to get involved in the fourth quarter. I mean, he's been incognito for three fourth quarters, 0 points. That's unacceptable from your top big man. Unacceptable.
Nice, nice, very good, man. Uh that game 3, man. I mean, it's been good. You guys pulling out a lot of good points, Bush. And I was going to ask you about that coaching question, which is you brought it up, man. So, very good on that situation. So let's get back to these Spurs, man. Marcel, that's like they got the ball, man, and Big Bronson over there patting it and holding it. So we got to get it out of his hands. So Ron, I want to ask you something, man. Do you think now that they got this victory, in these finals, do you think they're gonna start playing a little freer, and less pressure of being in New York? Now, what do you feel?
2 words: confidence and playing smart. And we saw both coming forth last night. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. Whenever we used to play sports in high school and, the game started kind of getting out of hand a little bit, some words I remember coming no matter what sport we played, it's like, get back to the basics, just play the basics. And we saw the Spurs last night getting back to the basics. In game 1, when the Spurs started getting down, they started losing it. Their mental toughness was no longer there. And they started just trying to make all these 3-point shots, and everybody was missing. And the more 3-pointers they would miss, the more discouraged they would get. And so our confidence started going down. We weren't playing smart. But what did we notice last night in this game, especially with Wemby? Wemby wasn't throwing up 20 3-pointers trying to. He was playing a lot in the paint. He was playing basic basketball, big guy, taking it down under where he's going to have high percentages in shooting. And he come through really good on his free throws. He's great at doing that too. But I think we saw more confidence last night than the Spurs playing a lot smarter and a lot more relaxed than what they did in game 1. And of course, now game 2 was a nail biter. So I think they're in a really good spot, and they are going to take this. And like last night, Bush was talking about Towns. Man, we hemmed him up. Unfortunately, though, OG popped out and started making all these buckets. But well, we'll give him a little break, Vance, since he's a Missouri boy. But we hemmed up Towns last night, and I think putting him in the back seat allowed us to be in the driver's seat for quite a bit, and especially down under, whether it was putting the ball up or on defense, we dominated, especially in that fourth quarter. So I think our smartness paid off. probably some coaching adjustments too, and the mindset of our players. And I saw the team last night that I want to see going into game 4.
Good, nice, nice. Now this
I will
this
add
question.
something else.
Go ahead, Bush.
Go
No,
ahead.
no, no.
Yes.
That's you, Bush. Go ahead. I love it.
Brunson was hitting a hot person. In the first half, Hart was hot. He scored 13 points, 13 of his 16 points in the first half. He hit 4 3-pointers, and after that, they didn't pass him the ball in the second half. Also, OG, he was hot. 28 points. He was hitting threes. He's taking it to the hoop, and a good guard recognized who's hot and passes them ball. In the second half, he hardly passed to both OG and Hart, and those were the guys that were hot. You got if you just not producing, you pass to your people, and that did not happen.
Nice. Quick question, guys, before we go into our little break, man. This is first half covering game 3. You guys, great job here. Uh, uh, last 5 minutes of the game. Bush, do you think the Spurs have a more psychological edge now?
Yesterday they did, but hopefully tomorrow, no. Tomorrow
Hopefully,
we're gonna correct. We're gonna correct our faults, our problems, our issues. They're gonna be addressed. They're gonna watch film. They're gonna bring up Brunson. Stop passing the ball. Stop dribbling. You're taking too much time off the clock dribbling. And whoever is hot, we're gonna hit them. And Cat, get involved. Fourth quarter, you better get involved, or we're gonna beat you down or something.
right. Last 5 minutes, man. Do you think the Spurs got a psychological edge now?
Absolutely. I'm going to go back to the first 5 minutes. I think we kind of threw something out there that the Knicks weren't expecting. When Mr. Dylan Harper come into that ball game, excuse me, he was like rocking and rolling, man. He set that court on fire offensively, defensively, and he's sixth man or seventh man, for the team. So I think we got off to a good start with him. Not only are big people in there, or Castle and Wimby are main players, and Fox, but man, Dylan Harper, he's exciting to watch, man. I watch that guy and he gets me all motivated and shaking, rocking and rolling too. But I think that first 5 minutes of the game bled over into the last 5 minutes of the game. It gave them the confidence. They knew they could play together. They knew they had people on the bench that could come in and help out. They were comfortable. They were smart. They were confident. And we're going to see that in game 4.
Nice. That's what we want to do, y'all. Just talked about. We just finished up, wrapping up game 3, and Spurs was a very, very needed victory, and so now I think things are changing, and so when we come back, y'all, my crew, we're going to talk about what we proceed to see, vision for game 4 at Madison Square Garden, which is, I think, is one of the biggest games too, y'all. So we'll be right back, y'all. Stay tuned. And if you just tuned in, man, you missed our first half, but you can catch it on the replay, y'all. You watching TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel and a global reach, y'all. It's time out, and we'll be right back. Make sure, y'all check out TAAN TV's Father's Day digital board campaign. Father's Day is this weekend coming up, and we got our billboards are filling up, man. Matter of fact, I think there's very few slots left, y'all. So if you need more information, make sure you send an email to info@taan.tv. It's been great. Okay, fellas, we back on. So let's talk a little bit about game 4, man. What we perceive happening. Okay. Bush, since you guys got that 2-1
Yes,
lead, everybody, thought y'all, was in control now. You got punched in the face. So now it's the second game at home. What do you see happening? What do you see? I mean, right off the bat? Now, oh, let me ask you before we go on. Do you think that the president's President Trump's presence at the game had anything to do with y'all's slip up?
I don't think so. I mean, one of the things that I do not like is that during the national anthem, they were booing the president. And being a military person myself, we show respect to the national anthem, to the flag. So I believe they should have took politics out of it, but people how they feel. And but I didn't like that part. Going on tomorrow, the big thing about tomorrow is that not one team, neither the Spurs or the Knicks, has won at home yet. That changes tomorrow. The Knicks will win tomorrow at home. Also,
Let me. Okay, go ahead.
San
Go ahead.
Antonio had San Antonio had 8 turnovers. Knicks had 13 turnovers. We only scored off of the San Antonio turnovers, where the Spurs scored 21 points off of our turnovers. So we minimized turnovers and should come out with the
Okay. So you mentioned too about last game, Shamit and Bridges.
yes.
Uh, so which Nick player that you feel we're gonna have a serious bounce back game uh, Wednesday night? He needs
Carl
one too.
and Towns. He has to have a comeback game because he has not scored in the fourth quarter yet. He has to be active. He has to produce. He has to shoot. And if he gets fouled, he has to make his foul shots. But he has to come alive in this game. Has to. And they need to play inside out. Pass him the ball. And if he can't do anything with it, send it back out. But that's what we have to do to win.
Nice. And I'm gonna bring Ron in here.
Okay.
Hey, Ron. So with that, did you hear what Bush just said?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you like to respond a little bit? Uh,
Well, I can't argue the fact that they probably should bring Towns more into the ball game. Last night he had 11 points and did nothing in the fourth quarter, which I was really pleased to see that happen. Um, but I think putting the big guy down like that, it kind of gives us a little more confidence too going into the next game, knowing that we can go in and control
Oh
him.
Lord.
Of course, you can't control the entire team because when you control two or three, there's a couple that break out and put the hurt on you, like OG did last night. But I think though that we did a great job. Him and Carl Towns in. I think we're going to try to do that. If I was a coach and players, I would try to do the exact same thing. Maybe put a little bit more pressure on OG in the process too. Brunson, he's put a lot of balls up, but being a Spurs fan and a Spurs player, you got to accept the fact that Brunson's going to make some points. And every game, that man puts up some points. So try to put maybe a little more heat on him. But whatever we did in the last game, I think we're going to see a lot of it in this next game. The smart confidence and being the fact that we jumped all over them in the first quarter, I think gave us the confidence too that we needed to win that game. And also, we bring up the gardens, and we kind of hit on this the other day. Man, if I was a basketball player, I don't care about all the peripheral stuff that's going on the sidelines or out and people boo me or whatever. Maybe it upset me a little bit, but not much because I'm playing ball on a basketball court that is world renowned. I'm in the garden. I want to take it home. I want to make a show. And that's what I'm going to do on game 4. And that's their mindset. That
Nice.
needs to be their mindset.
So with that, it's sounding that that you think the Spurs can turn this into a 3-game series.
Well, sure. It's just, I think they're at a point now that I think we're going to go to game 7. Pretty sure we're going to go to game 7. It's going to be, realistically hard to shut the Knicks down completely for the rest of this series. But I think we're going to come out on top. We're playing well. And I think we're going to end it in San Antonio, next week, on game 7. So I think we can shut them down. We proved it last night, and playing in the gardens with all the New York people around. I think that just kind of exhilarates them a little bit and pumps their adrenaline up. Some looking around, man, all these people yelling and shouting. That's cool, but this is a basketball court, like I've said before. The basketball court is their home, and they know how to play on the court. And that's what it's going to be all about next game.
Nice. So before I bring Bush back on the hot seat there, Ron, which of our young players do you think is set, man, is ready to have one of those signature games? And it could be Wednesday night.
I'm really like what I've been seeing out of Harper. I know he's not usually a starter for us, but he's been very instrumental in these games. And what I saw the other night with Harper, man, it just really excited me. But most of us are young, our team. Fox has some tenure, but Harper and Castle, man, he's exciting to play. He needs to tone down the NBFL mode a little bit, but he's really exciting and very instrumental too. So those guys can take some of the focus off Wemby to where Wemby can come in and do his thing, be comfortable with it. But I think we need to look again at Harper. Close your ears, Bush. Harper is going to be on fire again. Man, he's exciting to watch. Castle's got a ton of talent, and along with the rest of our guys, they can come through too. So the one I'm going to be watching probably the most, besides of course Wemby, I'll have my focus on Mr. Harper when he comes in.
Nice. Man, I needed him to hit, when he shot three 3-pointers there and missed all 3 of them. I sure need at least one of those threes to drop, man. But I like the young man's game. So yeah, I'm looking for him too, Ron, to make an impact. We're gonna slide over here to Mr. Bush here, man. So, but you see what Ron said about them Spurs coming out.
Yes, I did.
Now, do you think New York is going to be able to dictate the pace, or are they going to still be on a reactionary type of situation?
They're going to be able to dictate because Shamet and Bridges right now feel like crap.
Yeah.
They are sorry for their performance, and they have to make it up to New York fans. So they're going to come in to make shots, make impact, and also we need to keep Hart involved because Hart, first half, he was killing them. And in the second quarter, we scored 42 points. That was with all of them. I mean, everybody hitting except for Shamet and Bridges. But in the third quarter, they only scored 27 points. And in the fourth quarter, they only scored 20 points. So from the second quarter, it was just a constant decline. Can't have that. Everybody's got to be on it. They got to get rebounds. Because one thing I noticed is that when Brunson was putting the ball up, everybody's running back to the other end of the court. Somebody's got to go in for rebounds. And the only person that was active was OG. And OG can't do it by himself. He scored 28 points, but we need the rest of the team to be involved in tomorrow's game. And with that, we'll come out with a victory.
Okay, so you are looking for Shamit. You really feel Shamit and Bridges is going to bounce back tomorrow night?
Yes, I do. They better. They
Yeah.
better.
Okay. Now we've been talking offensive quite a bit. Now, there's anything defensively that the Knicks need to make some adjustments?
Yes. I have the saying, stay in their back pocket. We are leaving too much space in between players. They need to get in their face because that's how the Spurs played us. They were in, especially Brunson, they were in his face. They're constantly touching him. And we need to do that to the Spurs. We're giving them too much space to shoot, to run around, and we lock down that defense. That will eliminate that issue.
Nice. Woo wee! These narratives here are sure setting up a nice little game for Wednesday night. So Ron, question here: uh, Can San Antonio? Because I knew we were saying that earlier. They had to rebound, free throws and rebounding. Okay, so you think that they'll be able to out rebound the Knicks again? And another question is, I will be able to out rebound the Knicks, hold them off again, and then do you think the Spurs has figured out that late what I say late game offense of the Knicks? Because them last minutes of the game, that offense Knicks really gets turned up. So you think that the Spurs may have a hold up on their late offense, if you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll kind of go with your question in reverse order. I think that when it comes down to rebounding and things in the last quarter, it's very instrumental. But I think the Knicks are trying to figure us out, along with we have, I think, figured them out. So why I say that because the last game and game number two also, we made some adjustments. We were playing different ball. And like last night, we played a lot of down under ball, both offensively and defensively. And we were snagging those rebounds. We were putting up the paint shots. But I think now it's kind of reversed from game one to where the Knicks have to figure out or trying to figure out how we're doing things in the last quarter because they don't like what they've seen the last 5 minutes of game two and game three. So, of course, we don't need to be overconfident because the Knicks will try to make their adjustments. But I like what I saw, when it come down to defense and rebounding and keeping the big guys, Towns and Robinson away from those rebounds and did an excellent job. Vance, what was the first question, though? Remind me one more time, the first part of your question.
Okay, let me see. I had it right here. Okay, figure out the offense. They're late. The rebounding. I see about their rebounding. Then they're have the Spurs figured out their late game offense. It seems like for me, for the that late game offense for the Knicks is a little different, and I just want to know: do you think the Spurs have kind of figured that out?
Yeah, I believe so. Game one, the Knicks killed us the last quarter, but game two, we did really, really well. We lost, but we barely lost, but that doesn't count. But then it kind of bled over into game three, to where the last quarter we knew what to do. We seemed like we knew what to expect, and we knew how to shut them down.
Nice.
I will
Now,
add to this.
go ahead, Bush.
Wemby yesterday was too comfortable. He did 4 bodacious lob dunks, which I hated, and nothing happened. No defense on him. And New York, when we get in the paint, we have to defend the paint, but also when we go into the paint with the ball, stop laying the ball up, dunk it. OG dunks the ball. And there's nothing that Wemby could do about that. The other players, if they get in paint, dunk it. The only person that probably can't dunk it is our spectacular guard. He loves doing layups and underhand shots. He's good at that, and I don't understand it because nobody can block it. So he can continue, but the rest of the team dunk the ball, own the paint.
Nice. All right, man. Hey, well, fellas, I think this has been great, man. We I think we got gave people a lot of things to think about Game Four, which is tomorrow night. Man, I'm excited. Can't wait. It's very pivotal because you know that's a pivotal game. So what I like to do right now, and we got you sitting there, Bush. You're up 2-1 in 30 seconds or less, man. Just give us. This is what the Knicks need to do in Game Four.
We need to match physicality with the Spurs. We got to make our shots. We have to play tight defense. Do not allow open shots. All shots should be contested. And our bench needs to be active. They need to participate. And the most important thing is Cat, Mr. Carl Anthony Towns, needs to participate in the fourth quarter and not just do aerobics. Get out there and do something. Score balls, smack up shots, play defense, stop Wemby, and we'll win this game.
Give me a prediction. Score
Oh,
prediction. Score.
score?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 115 to 99, the Knicks.
Yee, yee. Well, I can quickly switch you out, Bush. I'm gonna quickly. Brian, you got 30 seconds, and the same thing, and then end it. Let us know your prediction. Score.
Okay. Spurs, remember what you've done wrong. Practice and remember what you've done right. Implement that. Stay smart, stay controlled, stay comfortable to a certain degree, and play the type of ball that you're capable of. Let's have the wolf, I'm sorry, the coyote mentality, the pack mentality. And when we do that, we all play together, we are unstoppable. My prediction for game number 4 will be 110 to 100.
Not bad. Not bad. Not
Knicks.
bad.
Spurs. let's howl.
You
And
said
I'm gonna wear my lucky shirt again tomorrow night. So you're in trouble, Bush. So the Knicks
Oh,
are.
tomorrow, my church is having where they're gonna show the game. I'm gonna be the only person there with Knicks gear. So I'm walking into den of coyotes.
that's gonna be oh, we're gonna be
There
hollering.
you go. There you go.
Well, fellas, man, hey, this is once again, man. I've enjoyed it, man. You two knock it out 1-2, man, and you roll off each other just as well. Great facts, great scenarios, great narratives, man. So we're looking forward. I'm looking forward to a great game because hey, a Knicks victory, man, that's a 3-1. That's a big pop. Ooh. Spurs victory, we 2-2. We back home court, back with home court advantage and for game 5. So man, this is a big game. Uh,
Very big game.
is it a must win for the Knicks?
Yes.
Is it a must
We
win
do
for the
not want to
Spurs,
come
Ron?
here.
Go ahead, Bush.
We don't want to come back here tied because we
Bush,
give,
I
in my
mean,
opinion, we will give the advantage back to the Spurs. So we got to win tomorrow.
It's a must-win run for the Spurs.
Yes, it is. And when we win tomorrow night, game 4, when it comes back to San Antonio 5, this city's on fire. I went to the barber shop today. That's all they talked about. Went to the tire shop yesterday. That's all they were talking about. You go to the grocery store. This is all you see. We're on fire. The people of this community will be very supportive, and I think that the Spurs will feed off that also. So. Game 5, looking forward to being back. But game 4 tomorrow night, 110 to 100. Spurs up. The Coyotes will be howling.
And you know what, fellas? I just want to shout out, just like we had mentioned earlier in the, it's remember, y'all, it's just a game. It's just a game out there, you know. Yes, and we want y'all to have fun, shout, show your passion, you know. But at the end of the day, hey, it's everybody's gonna go their way back to their normal lives. So just enjoy and just just be safe out there, man. And no matter if you're a Knicks fan, you're rooting for the Knicks, no matter you're rooting for the Spurs, that's good, man. That's your choice. So y'all be safe out there, man, because it's some good games. There's no more this finals, especially the Knicks has been waiting for a long time, and we want a long time, and the Spurs are the future, what you're gonna be seeing. I'm looking forward. We were looking for that future there.
Maybe next year.
But right now, why not? Right now,
next year.
I'm good with that.
On Wednesday, Ron, with a victory.
Yes, sir.
Next year.
Woo!
This is our year. This is our year.
This is great talk, y'all. This is what I'm talking about, man. When they're getting tight like this, you got Knicks and the Spurs, Bush and Ron. They battling with the words and the analysis of the games, yo. So this has been TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel and a global reach, y'all. We're gonna be back Thursday, fellas. We're gonna try to get back Thursday after the game.
Sure.
Yes.
Thursday. Okay, we're gonna try to get back Thursday. Matter of fact, what you do is set your notifications, comment, but set your notifications so when you see live. When TAAN go live, timeout, it's gonna be a hot show. And so don't miss us Thursday, 7 p.m. If anything changes, we'll put it out there. But hey, fellas, let's rock and roll, man. Get your popcorn ready, and let's have a great day, y'all. So, Ron, Bush, tomorrow night, we'll see y'all. Y'all be safe now.
Christian World, see you tomorrow.
Y'all take care. Yes, sir.
I dig it. Billboards, info@TAAN.tv.
Process, I ain't rushing the plan. God wrote the steps, I'm just walking the lane. They see the glow, but they don't know the stress. I stay 10 toes, not a grind, getting blessed. Trust the process, yeah, I'm moving with faith. Every loss was a lesson I had to embrace.